Joe, it looked like we saw a lot of things out of Jordan Walsh tonight. Can you talk about his growth as preseason and just since he's joined the Celtics?
Yeah, just has an understanding of what his job is. Defend at a high level, defend multiple positions, rebound, and then make reads on the offensive end. So he's doing a great job. Just really proud of his growth. Him, his player development team, for the work they put in with him, works hard at it. But starting to carve out a role and just showing a really good attitude towards it. So it's been fun to watch him grow.
Nimi had a game high in rebounds, offensive rebounds, and he had 5 assists. What have you seen from him in terms of development?
Same. Again, these guys, it's tough for them because they got to play different roles every night or throughout a season. But Nimi's defensive awareness and execution's grown, and his offensive effectiveness, his screening, his spacing. So he's another guy that takes his role serious, and it's fun to watch him.
Not to just rattle off all the players, but was curious about Skapinsev. He's not someone we've talked about, but he got more extended minutes today. What do you think that he can eventually bring to an NBA team, a G League team? What are the things that he's kind of working on prioritizing right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough getting up to speed on our stuff, but he's physical. He cares, he rebounds, and he's always in the right spot. So he doesn't get you beat being out of position on either end of the floor. So he's continuing to work, and I really like his physicality.
Hi again, Coach Joe. It's Rusty Smith on Sports Illustrated Kids.
How are you?
Since it's junior NBA theme night here at TD Garden, what advice do you have for young basketball players who want to be a Celtic one day?
That's a good one. Yeah, I would say one, just don't play one sport. Play different sports so you can learn different skills and, take on the different skills that each sport has to offer. So you can kind of have an understanding of that, develop that, and then I think obviously you have to work really hard. But I think one of the things is not just playing the game, but like thinking the game. So you got to test yourself mentally just as much as you do physically.
Any other questions? All right. Good one,
Good.
Don. Thanks,
Yeah.
Joe.
Thanks.
Peyton, when you're in a situation like this where most of the regulars aren't playing, I know it's an opportunity for you guys to get some run, but how much do you get out of it when you're not playing in a situation that you're typically going to play in during the regular season, when you are going to be on the floor with at least a few of those guys?
So you're asking, like, how's it different?
Well, yeah, like what do you take from a game like this where it's not a typical situation that you're going to see in the regular season?
Well, injuries happen, and opportunities can arise, and I take advantage of times like this. So when a moment like that does come, not saying I hope it does, but if it does, I hope to not, take a step back. Like our team doesn't take a step back. Some of us can carry the torch with that. Obviously, we're a very deep team, and that's what makes us very, very good. So I think all of us need to take advantage of these situations, just because this is how you keep growing your game and showing, the world that, like, a lot of us are capable of taking that next step and doing that, but also accepting the role that our team needs and doing the best at that to help us.
Peyton, you were scoring pretty quick there in the first half, and you've kind of built that reputation that you can get hot in a hurry. Talk us through, what is it like when you notice you're in that flow state? Like, what thoughts are you having, and how do you continue that hot streak?
I mean, honestly, I didn't feel like I was in a flow state. I just was playing basketball at the end of the day. So I feel like if I'm in a hot streak, I probably wouldn't even miss. It'd be like 10 in a row. I ended up I missed like 6 threes. So I don't know, that's like 45%. So it's not like that impressive. So I've definitely had better moments, but I did enjoy the fact that, like I've said this before, I was taking what the defense gave me, hitting the three. I got to the rim one time, and then hitting guys for also threes and finishing at the rim.
You mentioned sort of getting the chance in these games to show that, you're capable of more, but also understanding the role. How do you balance that internally? Like, going from a game like this where the ball's in your hand a lot versus playing the role that you would play when the other guys are in the game. Like, how do you stay motivated to improve individually while also understanding, like, what your role in the team is?
I feel like it's very easy. I have big dreams for myself, and people want to put limits, and I put no limit on myself. But I also have an understanding what's in front of me, and that we have a tremendous team that could do, win another championship. And at the end of the day, I'm a winner, and I want to do whatever it takes to help the team win. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, I deserve more. Like, we just won a championship. I'm going to go and do my role the best I can. And like I said, if there's an injury or anything, I want to be able to step up in those moments and help the team win another one.
I think you just said you would consider hitting 10 threes in a row to be a hot streak?
Or 10 shots.
Okay.
10
Either way, that'd be pretty unbelievable. So
for sure.
What's your standard of good for you? What do you consider to be, like, I'm actually doing well versus, like, continuing to chase greatness?
Doing well for me is I don't like to, like, just look at it as one game at a time. Like, for me, doing well is like a stretch, a 10-game stretch of just playing great basketball, defensively, offensively. Like, I can go and have a game, but then, the next game, what do? Like, do I have 3 points the next game? Like, that's not greatness. Greatness is doing it every night, back to back. And so that's what I'm striving for, is to, finding ways to affect the game defensively and offensively, just being better this year and not having bad nights. Limit those.
Like, in your role, since you're not usually taking 20 shots a game, like, it's hard to consistently hit a ton of shots. So how have you found being able to chase that while, like, being realistic in the role that you have?
I feel like it's just like you said, I'm probably not going to get 20 shots a night. It could be 5, it could be 7, maybe 10. But it's being efficient in those. It's, the stat line could look like 8, 5, and 5, and that really could affect the game. So doing that on a nightly basis but at the end of the day, just being part of winning. And if I can look at the game and just know I impacted that game and I made a difference, then that's greatness.
Hey, this is not really about you. Your role is pretty much set. But you got guys, you talk about depth. Lonnie just dropped 20 tonight. He doesn't even have a locker. You got a bunch of guys that can score and do a lot of things. How do you manage expectations? I mean, you're one of the leaders in there too. Like, how do you manage everybody's expectations of, like, you're all capable of doing X, Y, and Z, but you are not. You just said some nights you're going to get 5 shots, but we know what you're capable of. How do you manage those expectations of like what I need to do versus what I can do?
And the day just goes to like sacrifice. And I talk to guys all the time, like, don't become robotic in your role. Like always, every day, I take to myself, like, I'm trying to get better and better and better. But when that role is asked, you just do the best of it, knowing that you can do more, but you show up, you rebound, you hustle, knowing that, you know, we have unbelievable players, Jason, Jalen, like, these guys are proven. So none of us are going to be asked to just have the ball in our hands. You got to be asked to show how you can affect the games in other ways. And but that just still means, though, on the off days and everything, you're improving your game. You're adding things all the time. And you just never know when your moment comes. So I tell people all the time, like, you know, you got to be ready when that time comes.